Ever wondered who was the mastermind behind the Scopes monkey trial, that groundbreaking case that put science and religion on the stand? Picture a sweltering summer in Tennessee, 1925. A young teacher, John Scopes, is accused of teaching evolution, sparking a landmark court case that would shake the nation. At the heart of this legal storm stood a man of intellect and courage. The man who dared to challenge the status quo was none other than Clarence Darrow. His story is a testament to the power of conviction in the pursuit of truth. Born on April 18, 1857 in rural Ohio, Darrow's upbringing played a significant role in shaping his worldview. Clarence Darrow was the fifth of 8 children born to Amiris and Emily Darrow. His father, an ardent abolitionist, and his mother, a passionate women's rights advocate, instilled in him a strong sense of justice from a young age. This was a household where free thought was encouraged and where the status quo was constantly questioned. Darrow's education was a blend of formal and informal learning. He attended Allegheny College and the University of Michigan Law School, but did not graduate from either. Instead, he learned the law by reading and discussing it, a method that was not uncommon during the late 19th century. His first taste of the courtroom came when he defended a young man from his hometown accused of stealing. Darrow won the case, but more importantly, it was then that he realized his calling. He saw the law as a tool to protect those who could not protect themselves. He moved to Chicago in 1887, where he began to make a name for himself. His early experiences in the courtroom, coupled with the influence of his socially conscious parents, solidified his dedication to championing the rights of the underprivileged and the oppressed. His early life experiences set the stage for his future role as a defender of the underdog. The legal career of Clarence Darrow was nothing short of spectacular. As we delve into Darrow's illustrious legal career, it becomes clear why he was not just another lawyer, but a pioneer, a maverick who was unafraid to challenge the status quo and fight for what he believed was right. He began his career in the law offices of a prominent Chicago firm, where he quickly gained a reputation for his incisive legal mind and his passionate advocacy. But it was in the courtroom where Darrow truly shone. His unique approach to the law, his fiery oratory, and his relentless pursuit of justice made him a force to be reckoned with. One of his most notable cases was defending Eugene V. Debs, the leader of the American Railway Union, in the infamous Pullman strike case. Despite facing an uphill battle, Darrow defended Debs with such ferocity and dedication that it left an indelible mark on the American legal landscape. Another landmark case was the Loeb-Leopold case, where Darrow defended 2 wealthy young men accused of murdering a 14-year-old boy. Despite the public outrage, Darrow stood by his belief in the sanctity of life, arguing against the death penalty in his closing arguments. His speech, which lasted for 12 hours, is still considered one of the greatest closing arguments in American legal history. Darrow's passion for justice was not limited to the courtroom. He was an outspoken critic of the death penalty, arguing that it was cruel and inhumane. He also championed the rights of workers, fighting tirelessly for better working conditions and fair wages. Despite his many successes, Darrow was not without his critics. His unconventional tactics and his willingness to challenge the establishment often made him a controversial figure. But Darrow was undeterred. He believed in the power of the law as a tool for social change and was not afraid to use it. His passionate advocacy for the underdog and his unorthodox courtroom tactics made him a legend in his own time. And indeed, his legend continues to inspire lawyers and social justice advocates to this day. The year was 1925, and the stage was set for one of the most sensational trials in American history. In the small town of Dayton, Tennessee, a young high school teacher named John Scopes was put on trial for teaching evolution, a concept that challenged the biblical account of creation. The trial would come to be known as the Scopes monkey trial, and at the center of it all was a man named Clarence Darrow. Darrow, already a renowned lawyer, took on Scopes' case as a means to challenge the Butler Act, a Tennessee law that prohibited the teaching of evolution in public schools. Darrow was not just fighting for Scopes, but for the freedom of thought and the advancement of science. He believed that the law was a direct violation of an individual's right to think, learn, and teach freely. In the courtroom, Darrow was a force to be reckoned with. His cross-examination of the prosecution's key witness, William Jennings Bryan, was a masterclass in legal strategy. Darrow grilled Bryan on the literal interpretation of the Bible, leading Bryan to admit that not everything in the Bible should be taken literally. This was a significant moment in the trial, as it challenged the very basis of the law Scopes was accused of breaking. But the trial was more than just a legal battle. It was a nationwide spectacle. It was broadcast on the radio, making it the first trial to be so extensively covered by the media. The trial brought the debate between science and religion into the public sphere, forcing Americans across the nation to consider where they stood on the issue. Despite Darrow's efforts, Scopes was found guilty and fined $100. However, the verdict was later overturned on a technicality. The Butler Act remained in effect until 1967, but the Scopes trial had already made its mark. Darrow's defense of Scopes had brought the issue of academic freedom to the forefront of national consciousness. The Scopes monkey trial was a defining moment in the struggle between science and religion, a struggle that continues to this day. It highlighted the tension between traditional beliefs and the pursuit of knowledge. It asked the nation to consider what should be taught in schools and who gets to decide that. Darrow's role in the trial solidified his reputation as a champion of civil liberties. His defense of Scopes wasn't just about a teacher or a law, it was about the right to think, to question, to learn. It was about standing up to dogma and championing the cause of science and education. The Scopes monkey trial was more than just a courtroom battle. It was a clash of ideologies, with Darrow leading the charge. His daring defense, his eloquence, and his unwavering commitment to truth and justice left an indelible mark not only on the history of American jurisprudence but on the very fabric of American society. In the annals of American law, few figures loom as large as Clarence Darrow. This man, who once defended a teacher's right to teach evolution in a Tennessee classroom, left an indelible mark on the legal landscape and on the American consciousness. Darrow's legacy is multifaceted and profound. He was a pioneering force in the legal profession, pushing the boundaries of courtroom strategy and advocacy. His innovative use of the plea of temporary insanity in the infamous Leopold and Loeb case, for instance, was a groundbreaking moment in legal history. This bold approach to defending his clients, coupled with his eloquent and impassioned pleas for mercy, set a new standard for legal representation. But Darrow's influence extends far beyond the courtroom. He was a vocal critic of the death penalty, his arguments against it resonating with a growing movement that continues to challenge capital punishment today. His belief in the inherent worth and dignity of all individuals, regardless of their actions, remains a cornerstone of human rights advocacy. Equally significant is Darrow's lasting impact on the debate between science and religion. His defense of John Scopes in the infamous monkey trial threw into sharp relief the tension between these two spheres. Darrow argued passionately for the right to teach scientific truths, even when they challenged religious beliefs. His defense of intellectual freedom and his insistence on the separation of church and state have continued to resonate in the many debates and court cases that have followed. Finally, Darrow's legacy can be seen in the countless lawyers and activists who have been inspired by his work. They continue to champion the causes he held dear: justice, equality, and the pursuit of truth. Clarence Darrow's legacy endures, a testament to a man who dared to challenge the status quo and champion the cause of reason and science. His spirit lives on, reminding us of the power of a single individual to spark change and challenge long-held beliefs. His life and work serve as a beacon, guiding those who seek justice and truth in an ever-changing world. So, what can we learn from Clarence Darrow and the Scopes monkey trial? Well, Darrow's story is a testament to the power of conviction and the importance of open discourse. He was a man ahead of his time, challenging the status quo and advocating for the freedom of thought and expression. The Scopes monkey trial, a landmark case in American history, was a platform where science and religion collided head-on. Darrow's brilliant defense of John Scopes, who dared to teach evolution in a time when it was considered heresy, highlights the ongoing struggle between scientific progress and religious beliefs. This struggle still resonates today as we navigate the delicate balance between faith and reason. In the face of adversity, Darrow demonstrated the courage of his convictions, showing us that it is possible to stand firm in what we believe while respecting the beliefs of others. As we continue to grapple with these issues today, the story of Clarence Darrow and the Scopes monkey trial serves as a powerful reminder of the courage it takes to stand up for what we believe in.